whatever prosperity I have, whatever self-awareness I have, this will give me that human flourishing. Human flourishing is nothing but happiness, contentment, joy, gratitude, like that. All of you are following me? The reason why I advise my students to take up the habit of reading books is, when you read any book, it is not just that you will come back with only one idea or one perspective. There are multiple perspectives. And you can use these perspectives in your essays wherever necessary. For example, there is an essay topic, not all who wander are lost. Most of the people whose essay I evaluate, in the introduction they bring Gautama Buddha itself. Because Gautama Buddha at the age of 29, what did he do? Did he stay back in his palace or did he leave his palace behind? Leave his palace behind. He wandered, am I right? Why did he wander? Because he was lost in his life or because he wanted answers in his life? Am I right? What kind of answers did your Gautama Buddha get? You already know. If I was writing an essay for that topic, I would be starting my essay like this. Siddhartha, a book authored by Herman S., one of the winners of Nobel Prize in Literature, beautifully captures the importance of leaving our comfort zone, wandering, and to find the answers that we seek, we search for in this journey. Am I making my point clear? Siddhartha, he left his family behind in this novel. Am I right or wrong? Was he truly lost or did he want to find himself? Find himself. Am I making my point clear? So please, whenever you're reading a book, make a note of the perspective or the idea that they're trying to convey to you. Don't use the same literary references or anecdote references. Look at the second thing that he says. Knowledge is not the same as wisdom. I told you in this book, Siddhartha, was he someone who was an illiterate? Was he someone who did not have any sort of privileges, or did he have all privileges? All privileges. He was well read. Am I making my point clear? He had all the knowledge in the world. But despite of having all the knowledge in the world, he was still not satisfied with it. Am I making my point clear? Most of the time when we talk about our generation, knowledge is usually associated with degrees and double degrees and PhDs and whatnot. Am I right? But when you come outside the world, outside your classrooms, and you look at the outside world, is it all these double degree holders who are enjoying their life or happy in their life, or sometimes even an illiterate guy might be happy in his life? Illiterate guy might have a lot more wisdom. Many of the times you might have accumulated knowledge in your life. I'm not denying it. But whatever challenges come in front of you, if you're unable to apply that knowledge to whatever practical challenges are there in your life, then you do not have wisdom. And you tell me honestly, wisdom, do we have it in high numbers in our country, or is it in scarcity these days? Scarcity. Please do not confuse knowledge and wisdom. Both of them are two different concepts. Wisdom is much higher. And wisdom is not something that you learn only in classrooms. You learn much of your wisdom outside, not here as such. Am I making my point clear? Look at the next thing. Before I go to the next idea, knowledge is not same as wisdom. There are essay topics directly on wisdom. Essay topics like wisdom finds truth. Many of us do not have wisdom. Many of us have what? Knowledge. With that knowledge, will I be able to find truth? No. That knowledge has to be converted into wisdom. Once you convert that wisdom, that is when you are going to discover the truth. That is when you are going to find the truth. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Simple enough. So even in that essay topic, you can invoke this particular literary reference. Am I making my point clear? Look at the next one. Escaping life is not understanding life. What did Siddhartha do here? Did he stay with his family or did he leave his family behind? He escaped. He met a good number of wandering monks at that point in time. He learned few things from them. After learning all of these things, he understood one thing. Escaping life is not understanding life. Both of them are two different things. All of you are following me. I've seen my own UPSC students. Let us say for 3-4 attempts, they are unable to crack this examination. They go to your Kashi Vishwanath temple. Let them go. I hope they find the answers they are searching for. But despite going to the temple, do you think they will find that divine answer, or still the doubt might exist? Might exist. Escaping life is not understanding life. Here, the author is conveying an idea to you. Escaping complete desire is not possible. Am I making my point clear? All of us who are sitting here, we cannot become monks who sit in Himalayas, all right, who do their meditation 24/7. We can't become like them. So escapism is not the answer. You need to follow a middle marga, a balanced pathway. Am I making my point clear? There is a very beautiful essay topic in your UPSC. Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. Everyone who sits here wants something or the other in their life. There's nothing wrong with it. Materialism is a chimera. Materialism is a chimera means imagine you're materialistic, your materialism is increasing. Both of these two positions, philosophy of wantlessness, materialism is a chimera. Are they balanced marga or are they extreme? So here, author is saying escaping either into philosophy of wantlessness or escaping way too much into materialism is not the answer. It is not same as understanding life. You need to have a middle marga, a pragmatic life, a balanced pathway. That is where you can quote this particular book. Am I making my point clear? Look at the other thing. Wisdom cannot be borrowed. It must be lived. So I told you when I was giving you the gist of this particular book in the initial few minutes of this class. When Siddhartha heard the teachings of Gautama Buddha from his own mouth, did Siddhartha feel enlightened or did Siddhartha feel just admiration towards Gautama Buddha? Admiration. So the author says, no matter what you hear from others, that is not how you are going to get the wisdom. Wisdom cannot be borrowed, it must be lived. So I might give you some teachings, Gautama Buddha might give you some teachings, your religious gurus might give you some teachings. You can admire them. But the true test of that wisdom will only be understood when you live it. Through your lived experiences, you are going to get it. Am I making my point clear? Where can you use this idea? Very simple. There is an essay topic, I think in 2021 or 2022 probably. The name of that essay topic is The Process of Self-Discovery Has Been Outsourced to Technology. Self-discovery means what? Understanding who you are. Am I making my point clear? Now, understanding who I am, will I understand it by reading a book? Not necessarily. I have to live. Am I right or am I wrong? Living in a passive manner or active manner? Now, in this essay topic, they are saying the process of self-discovery has been outsourced to what? Technology. Can technology ever teach you wisdom? No. Can you borrow technology from social media? Sorry, can you borrow wisdom from your social media? No, it's not possible. Am I right or am I wrong? The only way to accumulate wisdom is through your lived experiences. That is what this author says. There are many other ideas here in this book. Discussing all the ideas, not necessarily important from our UPSC point of view. Just some basic ideas and how you can use these ideas in your essays. Am I making my point clear? So there might be some people sitting here for whom, as part of their foundation classes, essay is yet to be done. If essays are yet to be done, don't be worried. They'll do it. When they conduct these essays, you can use these book references in an adequate manner over there. So don't worry. Howsoever, even for these freshers, I want you to develop the habit of reading a book. And when you are reading a book, make a note of whatever major ideas you have come across in that book. And you know very well, every Sunday there will be a book review that is part of your Indian Express as well as your Hindu. Now maybe one or two books that you like very much. You can write down the name of the book and maybe you can write down what is the major idea or message they're trying to convey to you. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Now, if you open 2025 essay paper, there is an essay topic. Truth knows no color. Truth knows no. So basically, let us say someone murders, X murders Y. All right. That murder, is it correct or is it wrong? It's wrong. Let us say USA, in the pursuit of limiting Iran, it killed some civilians. When I told you X murdered Y, you told me it was wrong. When USA, in the pursuit of limiting Iran, it killed some civilians as well. Can I call it as collateral damage, or does it still amount to murder only? Murder only. Am I right? So am I wrong? Truth knows no color. You cannot apply truth selectively. Nee madru tappene, naan madru tappene, their madru tappene adu. Truth knows no color. Am I making my point clear? This is captured very beautifully in your mythology as well. Even God can make mistakes. And whenever God makes mistakes, do you think he or she will get away by committing that mistakes, or do you think even they have to pay the karma for it? Even they. For example, in your Ramayana, Rama killed who? Not Raman I am talking about. Rama killed who? By attacking him from the backside. Bali, am I right? That was a mistake. That goes against Kshatriya Dharma. Am I right? Am I wrong? And the dividend for this mistake was paid in the next Janma. When Krishna was born, when Krishna was there on the branch of a tree and he was wiggling his toes, what did one hunter mistake that wiggling of toes for? A bird. The hunter who fired the arrow was none other than another incarnation of Bali. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Like this. Upptindadmele neer kudilebeku. No matter who you are, truth applies to you irrespective of your color. Whatever Herman Hesse is talking about in his book Siddhartha, whatever truth he is explaining, does it apply only to selective set of people, or does it apply to each and everyone collectively? Collectively, Tane. So if you are aware of the idea, you can use the idea in your own way given the essay topic. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Let's do a small exercise. Let's open 2021 essay paper. 2021 essay paper. How many of you are from batch, this year batches, sorry. Batch 6, huh? Batch 2 now? Okay. Don't worry. My friend with the specs. You're attending? You are not an OGP student, is it? Okay, not a problem. Foundation ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ? Attempt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾ? ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಏನು ಹೆಸರು? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಕಣ ಹೆಸರು. Listen, sit. 3D ಮಾಡ್ದ? So open your which year paper I told you? 2021. So in your 2021, can you find me an essay topic where I can use whatever we have discussed in the last couple of minutes? Where I can use whatever we have discussed in the last couple of minutes. Just one essay topic. The process of self-discovery has now been outsourced to technology. All right. Other than that, anything else? Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. Materialism is a chimera. Other than that, what is research but a blind date with knowledge? So whatever Siddhartha heard from your Gautama Buddha, did he blindly believe it or did he doubt it? Did he research on it? That is the thing. Am I making my point clear? So there are n number of ways you can use this particular literary reference in your essay topics. So just be a little bit careful. Moving on. Look into this. This is just one line. This is just one line from a poem authored by a lady called as Mary Oliver, as far as I remember. Mary Oliver. Now, what is that one line in that poem? Attention is the beginning of devotion. The name of the poem is Upstream. Attention is the beginning of devotion. What does attention mean, basically? What does attention mean, basically? Rohan, what does attention mean? Grabbing attention ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಬಂತು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ ಫೋಕಸ್ yes attention basically means giving our focus to a certain thing or an object or a person 100% without being distracted by anything. That's attention. Am I making my point clear? When you give that type of attention to your studies, that is when your devotion towards your studies increases. Devotion can be interpreted as sincerity. Devotion can be interpreted as perseverance. Devotion can be interpreted as discipline. I've told you this in my classes. Never come to me and ask, sir, I am low on motivation, give me motivation, because I can't. All right, it's a very fickle thing, motivation. Discipline is what? Discipline is you doing the things which are required even when there is no motivation for you. Am I making my point clear? Attention is the beginning of devotion. If you look at the present 21st century, are we giving our 100% attention to whatever we are engaging, whatever we are doing in our lives? Very rarely. Very rarely. Most of the times, what are we doing? We are getting distracted. So when you are getting distracted, that devotion, that sincerity, that perseverance, that discipline that I'm talking about in my life, do you think you're going to get it so easily? No. Am I making my point clear? Imagine you have your Isaac Newton. Now this Isaac Newton, when an apple fell on his head, all right, when an apple fell on his head, I'm pretty sure in the past, even before this incident happened in Newton's life, there might be other people on whose head something or the other would have fallen. But here was a guy who provided his complete attention to understanding the logic behind it. So when he tried to understand it, when he tried to showcase devotion, what laws did he discover? Gravitational laws. Am I making my point clear? Attention is the beginning of devotion. Even when you are seeing the behavior of animals in your National Geographic Channel or Animal Planet, all of these animals who are trying to hunt deer or any other things, do they hunt in a very haphazard manner or do they provide their 100% attention there? Some of you might have grown up playing games, video games. You might have heard of someone called as a sniper. Sniper will be there some kilometers away. He will be focused on a target. Even if there is a fly sitting on him, even if there is a rat passing by him or walking on him, whatever it is, do you think the sniper loses his attention or is he focused on something? Focused on something sincerely. Attention is the beginning of devotion. Why have I chosen this particular topic? Because if you look at the present way, UPSC is asking you a question. Social media is creating FOMO in you. FOMO means what? Fear of missing out. Thought creates as well as finds a word. The problem with social media is, can you provide your 100% attention in whatever you're doing when you're using social media, or does it get diverted? Diverted. You deviate. Am I right or wrong? That's one thing. Thought creates and finds a word. For you to focus on any thought, for you to find answer for any thought, you need 100% attention, which we do not have these days. Am I right or am I wrong? And there is something called as ADHD. ADHD is nothing but attention deficit hyperactive disorder. You might have seen this in certain small kids. They will be playing with one toy for a few minutes. After that, another toy for a few minutes. Like this, they are so energetic, they cannot focus on any one thing exclusively. Am I right or am I wrong? So we are living in an attention deficit world. All of you are following me? Most of the times when you see security guards or any other people doing odd jobs on a day-to-day basis, do you think they're focusing on the job, or most of the time they're on their mobile phones? Am I right or am I wrong? As and when time is progressing, this attention span that we have in our life is decreasing, decreasing, decreasing. Most of you, do you want to watch long videos, or do you prefer whatever content you want to be given to you in the form of a reel, in the form of a YouTube shorts? Am I right or am I wrong? That's the nature of the generation that we are seeing these days. So there might be essay topics where you can use this line either in the introduction or maybe in the conclusion. All of you following me? And you tell me, whenever a problem is existing, should I attentively try to understand the problem, or should I just neglect it and move around? Attentively try to focus on it. Am I right or am I wrong? Look at this one. Human flourishing begins when we reclaim the ability to pay attention. All of you following me? When you focus on something sincerely, when you get that devotion, whatever success you are searching for in your career, in your studies, whatever it might be, that might become a success. Am I making my point clear? Look at the second one. Ecological responsibility starts with learning to see nature, not merely use it. You might have come across a topic, I think it is in 2024. Forest precede civilization, deserts follow them. So thousands of years ago, our forefathers saw nature not as some tool, not as some means for our selfish purpose. They saw nature as a divine being. Am I making my point clear? They attentively focused on conserving nature in every which way possible. You guys agree with me? Even if there was a small or slight disturbance in the nature, they used to try to change it. In the present time, so many things are happening in and around us, environmental degradation, many other problems. Are we showcasing attention to all of these problems, or have we neglected it? That is another thing. In our country, in our world, do you think the problems are very few, or do you think the problems are manifold? Manifold, am I right? But are we providing adequate attention to each of these problems, questioning the government in power? Or are we becoming passive citizens? Passive citizens. You have heard in Delhi, Sonam he was part of what? Hunger strike. Am I right? But what happened to him yesterday? The government forcefully removed him, took him to a hospital. Am I right or am I wrong? Now I remember in 2010-11, Lokpal protests were happening. I also remember Nirbhaya protests that happened. All of you are following me. I was part of both of these protests in my own simple way. You might have heard of something called as Freedom Park here. All right? My own simple ways. Now, fast forward to 21st century, that to 2026. Do you think the media provided adequate attention to what was happening there, or did they selectively deny it? Am I making my point clear? Your path to finding solution to any problem starts by you providing your attention, your focus to the existing problems. If you do not do that, things will become problematic. Am I making my point clear? Look at the third one. Attention anchors us in the present moment instead of letting the mind wander endlessly into regret or anxiety. The moment you went to UPSC Prelims Hall 2026 and you saw your paper 1, your mind might have started to become anxious. What will happen if I do not clear this examination? One more year of preparation. I've already spent 3 years. If you were able to remove all of these anxieties and just make sure you rooted your mind in the moment, whatever has to happen will happen. As of now, I'm just going to focus on the question which is there in front of me. If you were able to provide that attention, you could have scored very good marks. I spoke with quite a few students about their UPSC prelims attempt in 2026. They wrote paper 1. They thought they had done absolutely bad in paper 1. But you all knew paper 1. Was it on the easier side or was it on the difficult side? Was on difficult side. They did not know. Paper 1 they have done. They thought they have done absolutely bad. Paper 2, when they went and they took up the test, already they had lost the battle. They had lost all confidence, hope and everything. They could not do as well as they were supposed to. I've seen some of my students scoring good in paper 1, but in paper 2, they could not provide their attentive focus there. They lost their attention. Am I making my point clear? Even now when I'm teaching to you, your mind will be wandering from one place to another place to another place. Am I right or am I wrong? That's the nature of mind. There is no one structure for it. There is no one path for it. But if you have attention, the moment your mind goes somewhere else, you will try to bring it back. You will try to make it focus on one thing. You guys agree with me? We are in an attention deficit generation. Am I making my point clear? Many of the students that I meet, when I tell them they have to read NCERTs and all of these things, standard books and all of these things, they very quickly ask, sir, the next question that they ask is, sir, is there any compilation of the NCERTs that I can refer to? All of you following me? What does attention demand from you? Tell me. Does it demand patience or impatience? Patience from you. Attention demands that you spend some energy and understand things from a superficial level or from a critical and analytical level. Critical and analytical level, am I right or am I wrong? Many of my students or many of the people in this generation are unable to do so. That is why they face problems. Am I making my point clear, guys? You can use this in your social media essay topic, either in the introduction, either in the conclusion. You can use whatever perspectives, whatever ideas we have generated from this one line of poem written by who? Mary Oliver, in your body of the essay. Look at the other point. Attention is the birthplace of curiosity. I have told you Isaac Newton's example. One cannot solve a problem if one refuses to see it. This also I have told you with respect to nature. Forests precede civilization, deserts follow them. In the present generation, are we providing our adequate attention to environmental issues or have we neglected it? That's the major problem. Am I making my point clear? I am not teaching you like a proper essay, taking forests precede civilization, deserts follow them into the Lingirbeku body. That's not the aim of this open session. All right? Come back, guys. Look into this. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Again, do you think this in itself is the whole poem or do you think this is just part of a poem? Part of a poem. And one more thing. Whenever you are writing all of these poems in your notes, running notes you are making, let us say, when you go to the examination hall, do you think you can remember each and every word in the same manner, in the same flow? It's not possible. Just as more important. Very good. This poem was written by a guy called as Rabindranath Tagore. Now, if you open your ethics or even essay paper, there are good number of questions asked on Rabindranath Tagore, on his quotes, on his life. Even in your paper 1 prelims, they routinely ask about Rabindranath Tagore as well. Am I right or am I wrong? Last time they had asked a question on Tagore was in 2023 about his Shanti Niketan, guys. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Whenever you are analyzing a poem, do you think the poets say what they want to say in a direct conversation manner like us, or do you think they use imageries? Imageries. So here, where the clear stream of reason, stream, let us say like a river, it has not deviated and gone to the dreary desert of dead habit. Desert do we associate with positive things or with negative things? Negative things. Am I right? Now what happens in the present times? I've seen some people, no matter how educated they are, no matter how much of reasoning or rational thinking capabilities they have, sometimes they blindly believe in things, superstitious things. Am I right or am I wrong? The most famous one is the cat one. If a cat crosses your path, you have to stop there for a while, pray to whatever God you have to pray, and then you have to proceed forward. Am I making my point clear? I've seen other type of superstitious beliefs as well. You have to wear a ring of a certain type. You have to put a precious stone of a certain type. Then things will start changing in your life. You might have seen some people changing their name also, dropping some U or A from their name. Do you remember? Ajay Devgan, I think he dropped a letter from his name. So when you blindly believe in all of these things, what happens to your reasoning capabilities? Is it still intact or do you think it gets destroyed? Exactly. Exactly. And your UPSC, I made you open 2021 essay paper. There was a very beautiful essay topic about rationality. Do you remember? The real is rational and the rational is real. Never let your stream of reason deviate into the dreary desert of dead habits. Reasoning capabilities is what classifies, makes us different from animals and ourselves. We possess higher reasoning capabilities compared to your animals. Am I right or am I wrong? So never lose that reasoning capabilities by making your stream go into the dreary desert of dead habits. Even if you can't remember each and every word, remember Tagore spoke about rationality. This is all I care about. All of you are following me. Look at the importance of this particular poem. Celebrates reasons and rational thinking as the guiding light of human progress. Absolutely correct, am I right? Open your 2022 essay paper, all of you. Open 2022 essay paper. Open 2022 essay paper. So tell me, where can I use, in which essay topic can I use this particular 2 to 3 lines of Rabindranath Tagore's poem? Wherever they've mentioned about rationality, directly we can use it. Have they mentioned any essay topic like that? Carefully nodi, 2022. Visionary is the topic there? Adalilva. So maybe in 2023, I guess. In which paper is it there? 23. So in 2023, they have asked an essay topic. Visionary decision making happens at the cross section of intuition and logic. Intuition means gut feeling. Instincts and the karitivala, adu intuition andre. Logic, you can interpret logic through reasoning. Even if you see your 2022 essay paper, a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what a ship is. Now, if you understand what is the purpose behind your life, if you understand that, you will develop the necessary reasoning capabilities to leave your harbor and go outside and explore the oceans, explore the seas. Am I right or am I wrong? Artha agtide taane? If you blindly believe in any irrational thing, in any superstitious things, you will always be staying in your harbor and you will never take any risk in life. Am I making my point clear? So, I'm not saying that you have to stick to only these type of literary works. If you're reading your newspapers or if you already have a reading habit, you might have come across certain great poetic lines, certain great dramatic works, in any language it could be. Try to reciprocate that in your essays. All of you are following me. Look at the next one. He warns against dead habit. Dead habit like what? Blind traditions, I've already told you. Prejudice. Even amongst the most educated people these days, you see the prejudice that they have against certain caste, against certain religion. Am I right or am I wrong? Is it based on reasoning or is it not based on reasoning? All these prejudices. Not based on reasoning. If you take Hinduism, you have this Varnashrama. Some people think just because they're born into a certain Varna, they're pure. They accuse some of the other people in other Varnas as impure. Some people, not all. Am I right or am I wrong? That type of prejudice, is there any proper reasoning capabilities behind it or is it absent? It's absent. Any reformer that you take, it might be Rajaram Mohan Rai, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Jyotiba Phule, anyone. Do you think they blindly accepted anything or do you think they reasoned with it? Reasoned with it. Wherever there is justice, wherever there is reason, wherever there is rationality, you can use this particular poetic line from your Tagore. Look at the next thing. He urges us to question, think and seek truth continuously. Alright, continuously. Again in 2023, is there any essay topic on thinking, Sudeep? Thinking is like a game. It does not begin until you have a opposition. Let us say Dr. B.R. Ambedkar believed in this reason. Who was his opponent? Caste system. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Let us say Rajaram Mohan Roy, he was using his reasoning capabilities. Who was his opponent? Sati system. Am I making my point clear? Let us say you want to succeed in your life. Who is the opponent? Laziness. All of you following me? Like this, there are multiple things where you can use this particular poetic line. Look at the other thing. Essential for creativity, innovation and scientific temper. Alright. Now, I don't know in which year it might be. There is one more essay topic. Inspiration for creativity. Which one? 23. Again in 2023 paper, there is an essay topic. Inspiration for creativity springs from the efforts to observe for the magical in mundane. So if you get a little bit worried about the essay topic, don't be. You might have heard of this story, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he was young, what was that one occupation he was involved in? Delivering newspapers, am I right? I don't know whether this is completely truthful. When he was delivering newspaper, he was throwing it sims. The trajectory of the newspaper, it inspired him to take up what? Missile development and all of these things. Am I making my point clear? So inspiration for creativity can come from even the simplest of things. Simplest of things. Am I making my point clear? Stephen Hawking at one point in time, he was having a cup of tea. So you know Britishers, they will have milk in one jar, am I right or am I wrong? All this tea bag and everything, then sugar in another jar. So he had put his sugar in the cup and he was trying to stir it, Stephen Hawking. This was before he was limited to his chair. So he was stirring it. When he was stirring it, that gave him that inspiration. Okay, black hole, the radiation zone around it. That inspiration for creativity can stem from even the simplest of things. Now we have aeroplanes and so many other things, am I right? What was the inspiration behind all your aeroplanes? Birds. So inspiration can come from even the simplest and smallest of things, provided you have the reasoning capabilities to understand that simplest things. Am I making my point clear? All of you. That's it. Okay. So if you develop a reading habit, why is it that many faculties, mentors, whomsoever it might be, tell you to develop a reading habit? If you develop a reading habit, it is not just this one line that you will be knowing. It is the underlying perspectives, underlying ideas, which will help you to enrich your essay. Well, if you're following me, look at the last one. It helps build a free, enlightened and progressive society. A society which has more justice requires less charity. Imagine in a society reasoning capabilities are high. In that type of highly reasoning based society, will there be justice or injustice? Justice. Am I making my point clear? Imagine in a society, rather than reasoning capabilities, it is filled with blind superstitious beliefs, a lot of prejudice. Do you think that society will have justice? Absolutely not. Am I making my point clear? All of you, come back, listen to me. Look into this one. You have to tell me its meaning. Okay, you have to tell me its meaning. It's a very simple poem. Again, written by Tagore. This poem is on time. The butterfly counts not months, but moments, and has time enough. The butterfly counts not months, but moments. Rakshit, what do you think Tagore is trying to convey here? Time is? Innosati odubekare. The butterfly counts not months, but moments. Live in the moment, live in the present. We often complain that we do not have enough time to prepare. Am I right or am I wrong? You have all the time in the world to prepare. That's nothing. We live our life based on anniversaries. We live our life based on prolonging it, longevity of the life expectancy. Am I right or am I wrong? What Tagore is trying to say here, life is not lived in the moments or the anniversaries or the years or in the longevity of the life. Life is lived in the moments. In that moment, how happy you are. In that moment, how actively you're experiencing it. That is what he's saying. Each and every moment, you have to be happy here. Each and every moment, you have to experience it in such a way that you admire, you appreciate this life. Am I making my point clear? We all have made a goal. By 25, I want this. By 30, I want this. By 35, I want this. Nothing wrong with it. But when you're always focused on that, obsessively focused on that, what you compromise on is in the moment. Am I right or am I wrong? You might have seen this very famous film, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. In that famous Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, you have this guy, Hrithik Roshan. Do you remember? Now, Hrithik Roshan, how is he leading his life? He wants to be retired by the age of 40 or 45 in that movie. Am I right or am I wrong? Yes or no? So, when he is so obsessively focused on this, was he able to appreciate each and every moment that happened in his life, or was he not able to? He was unable to. There is a very famous scene in that Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. These people have gone to Spain. Your Hrithik Roshan is carrying his laptop and everything. When his client from Japan calls, he gets the vehicle to stop. He puts the laptop on the bonnet of the car and he starts having conversation with him. Do you remember the scene? In the backdrop, there were some beautiful moments. Two of his other friends were making fun of him. Am I making my point clear? In the pursuit of making so much of money by the age of 40, 45, he was losing on the precious moments in his life. Katrina Kaif had to come in his life for him to change his mentality. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ತಾನೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಪೊಯಮ್ ಓದಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ all of you are following my point. Listen to me now. Look at this one. The quality of life matters more than its duration. This is correct, right? All of us are in a race to increase the longevity of your life. There is nothing wrong with it. Howsoever, the quality of life, more than its high duration, it depends upon its small little moments. So enjoy it. When was the last time any of us looked up at the night sky, admired the stars and everything else? When was the last time we had been on a trip for enjoyment, not for taking photos? Like this, there's so many other things. Look at the other thing. A life lived with awareness and joy can feel abundant even if it is brief. If you look at the present time, all right, happiness and everything. Are we living in the moment or are we living more in our past and in our future? Past and future, am I right? Don't be like that. Whatever moment you're there, have that awareness, enjoy it. You will get the joy which will be abundant. All of you following me? Abundant. Look at the next thing. Contentment comes from inhabiting the present rather than anxiously counting the future. I think this is something we can use in the 2025 essay paper. Contentment is natural wealth. Materialism is artificial poverty. Count the moments, not the months. That is what Tagore is trying to convey to you. All of you are following me? And many of the essay topics that you see in recent times are directly related to happiness, or sometimes indirectly also they ask. All of you are following me? There is a very beautiful essay topic in 2025 where you can use this poem. Open your essay paper, 2025. Open your 2025 paper. In which essay topic can I use these poetic lines? It is best to see life as a journey and not as a very good. Absolutely correct. Am I right or am I wrong? If you see it as a destination, you will always be focused on months, years, anniversaries and things like that. If you see it as a journey, you will be enjoying each and every moment in the journey, be it the high moment or even the low moment. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Opus Bunny. Who is this guy? Tagore. Now Tagore, as you all know, he has written works such as Gitanjali. But do you think he has written only Gitanjali, or there might be other works as well? Other works. I like this book. The name of the book is The Religion of Man. Very easy to remember also. All right. The Religion of Man. Now, if you look at Rabindranath Tagore's life, this book was written in the 1930s. All right. His words, his speeches were compiled by another individual, and this book was released, The Religion of Man. What was the kind of philosophy that Rabindranath Tagore has taught people? Has he thought that you should be a Hindu, a Muslim, and all of these things, or has he spoken about universal humanism? Universal humanism. What is universal humanism? You know very well. Vishwa Manava of your Kuvempu. Am I right or am I wrong? Couple of years ago in Bangladesh, there were protests. Do you remember that? In this protest, they used to target the minorities there. Who are the minorities in your Bangladesh? In your Bangladesh, there were certain properties belonging to Rabindranath Tagore's ancestry. What did they do to all of these properties? Did they maintain it, conserve it, or did they destroy it? Universal humanism says all of us must be connected by the nature of our humanity. We should not divide ourselves in the name of religion, race, caste, sex, gender, place of birth, whatever it is. In this book, Religion of Man, here he talks about universal humanism. We must be united by humanity, not the other way around. Am I making my point clear? Look at this one, the universal human. Joy comes through what? Destruction or creation? Creation. What type of creation are you going to focus on? Something that upholds humanity. Thought finds and creates a word. What type of thought should motivate me to create and find? Should it be a negative thought or a positive thought? Positive thought. Am I making my point clear? Even Rumi very famously says, when you do things with passion, you can feel a river moving inside of you. A joy forever. Rumi says like that. Am I making my point clear? So you are trying to create an excellent career for you. Find joy here. Some days it will be very good. Most of the days it will be very challenging. But find the joy here. By 21, 22 years of age, do we still have the capability to adapt, or are we set in our own ways? Set in our own ways or adapt? You still have that adapting capabilities. When you turn 40 or 50, you can't adapt yourself to changing circumstances so easily, guys. So now that you have the capability to adapt, let's create something meaningful, because that creation is what is going to give you joy. All of you following me? Look at the other one. Freedom is essential for growth. What is freedom? Freedom basically means just us having independence in this country, or freedom means in terms of thought, in terms of belief, in terms of faith, in terms of worship. We should not be pressurized. Our free will, our choice must not be taken away. This is freedom. You guys agree with me? Now, do you think we have this type of freedom in this country, in this world? Freedom is essential for growth. No. Because if you say something against any person these days, it is very easy for them to file defamation cases, or they might try to go for character assassination and so many other things. Couple of days ago, I read an article. I don't know whether it is true or not. You might have heard of this guy called as Nitin Gadkari. He is famous for which policy? E20 policy. Am I right or am I wrong? Some YouTube influencers, they made a video on Nitin Gadkari, and this was more on a sarcastic side. So police have filed cases against those influencers who made a video. Is this an example of freedom, or is this a compromising of freedom? Compromising. Am I right or am I wrong? Bhutan, you might have heard of Bhutan. What is the index that they prefer? Is it GDP or is it gross happiness? You can't be happy in life until and unless there is genuine, sincere freedom to go all around. All right? Look at the last one. Love expands the self. What is love? What is love? It is the selfless feeling that you have for the welfare of others. That is love. Am I making my point clear? When you love someone unconditionally, when you love someone selflessly, you improve your personality. This is what he's saying. Imagine there are two different people belonging to two different religions. One person loves the other one unconditionally, selflessly. When someone does that, they understand their custom, they understand their culture, your personality, your self improves. Because your self improves, do you think the society will benefit from that, or do you think the society will be destroyed because of that? Imagine two people belonging to two different religions. One person loves the other person. Because of this love, he understands his custom, he understands his religion. Am I making my point clear? Because of this love, because of this understanding, this guy's personality, it improves. When this guy's personality improves, what will happen to the society? Will it progress or will it decline? Progresses, provided the other person also loves. Am I right or am I wrong? You can't try to create anything with just using one hand. Am I right or am I wrong? Yes. A clap requires both of the hands. You guys agree with me? You can say, sir, I can tap on this bench and a clap is created, but nevertheless, there is one more substance here, right? So there should be that universal love. Love expands the self. That self will benefit the country as well. That is what your Rabindranath Tagore spoke about. All of you are following me? All right. In 2025 essay paper, where can I use this book references? This is not a poem, this is a book. Where can I use it? The religion of man. The religion of man, where can I use it? In which essay talk? Thought finds and creates a word, truth knows no color, whatever your Tagore has written here. Do you think this applies only to Hinduism? Absolutely not. Am I making my point clear? All of you, come back. Look into this one, guys. Now there are certain books. When you read these books, people tend to call them as self-help books. All of you are following me? Because it helps an individual to improve their personality. There is a book called as the Book of Joy. What is the book about? In the name itself you have joy. Is happiness bigger or is joy bigger? Very good. Yes, joy is bigger. So in the Book of Joy, authored by two individuals, on one side you have Dalai Lama, on the other side you have Desmond Tutu. They have given you 8 steps. 8 steps that you need to follow in your life so that there is joy in you. When someone gives you a gift, you are happy. But happiness is very momentary. Am I right? It is tied to some external condition. Joy, on the other hand, is more internal. Am I making my point clear? It's not tied to anything as such. Am I making my point clear? Look at what are the 8 things that he says. Perspectives. Perspective means you having an idea about certain things in your life. There are many people who have come into UPSC, but they have zero perspective about what is required in UPSC examinations. Am I right or am I wrong? You need to have a perspective of your own life. Look into this. I know what the purpose and meaning behind my life is. That's the perspective that I have. If you have no perspectives, if you have no goals, how will your life be? Will you have a direction or will it be haphazard? That's the thing. He also talks about humility. No matter how smart you are, no matter how intelligent you are, make sure that your feet are firmly grounded in reality. Do not become arrogant. Do not become closed-minded. Be humble. Any person who has won Nobel Prize, do you think he's going to introduce himself as I am Umesh, I won Nobel Prize? Nothing like that. That is humility. All of you follow my point. He also talks about humor. Humor is very simple. Whatever things happen to you, should you tackle those things in a very serious manner or should you tackle those things in a smiling, in a happy, in a jovial manner? Jovial manner. If you start taking each and everything so seriously, you will not be able to proceed forward in your life. You will not be able to deal with the various ambiguities in your life. Can anyone tell me what is that famous essay topic based on smile? Smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. So there might be so many challenges that might come in your way. UPSC prelims paper 2026, like this, so many other things. The best way to deal with all these challenges or ambiguities is to search for humor, is to search for happiness, is to search for that smile. All of you following my point? I don't know whether you can interpret whatever I'm trying to say to you, but let me try to simplify. There are certain places where people like to go quite regularly. For example, Tirupati, let us say, or any other famous pilgrimage site that you go to. Will you be allowed to see the God for a good number of minutes, or will it be a very short time? Short time. Even in this short time, when you look at that God, you get a sense of optimism in you, a dose of optimism in you. Am I right or am I wrong? And how will all the statues of these gods be designed? Will the gods be like this? No, right? There will be a smile on their face. Will it be like your Sadhu Kokila smile? Absolutely not. Am I right or am I wrong? A subtle smile that gives you a dose of optimism so that you can tackle any ambiguities that come your way. Am I right or am I wrong? Yes. That's the thing. If you remember your Tenali Ramakrishna or your Birbal or many of the stand-up comedians that we have in this world as of now, what is the tool that they use to bring joy to you? Comedy, humor. Am I right or am I wrong? Like this. Look at the other principle, acceptance. This is very much important in life. Our life, will it go on forever, or is there a finite destination? What is that finite destination called as? Death. All right. So you have to accept death. If you accept death, you are going to enjoy each and every day. If you keep denying things, if you do not accept, then it can be a problem. Am I right or am I wrong? Sometimes you have to accept that certain dreams are closed for you forever, so that you can move on from it and do other things in your life. Am I right or am I wrong? Are we a generation who generally accepts things, or are we a generation who refuse to accept? Refuse to accept. Almost every other day when I'm reading newspaper these days, I feel very bad about being born itself. Because I opened the newspaper yesterday and I was reading somewhere in Karnataka, some 14 or 15-year-old girl was living with her boyfriend. ಆ ಏಜಿಗೆ 16 16 year ಅದು ಏನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ 16-year-old girl living in a live-in relationship. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ live-in ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ತಾನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. Live-in relationship, and this guy, he got irritated because she was talking with some other boy social media dalli. ಅದೇ same. He got so irritated that he got a revolver and shot her, and his family helped to bury her body in secrecy. I don't understand this. If some people refuse to accept you, you accept their refusal and move on in life now. The world is very big. The ocean is very big. It has many fishes. All right, you don't have to worry about one fish leaving you. All right, come back, come back. Acceptance in life. Look at the next thing, forgiveness. I heard one more story that one of my students was telling me, sir, I was in love with someone. Okay, you were in love with someone. Hum kya kare, Bharatanatyam? No, sir, I could not proceed forward with that. Why? Sir, in my home, they do not allow for love marriage. You can convince them, na? No, sir. Why? My brother also got married through love marriage. It's been 8 or 10 years. And even till now, my parents have not spoken with my brother. So do you think, I asked him, your brother, did he try to speak with your parents? Even he did not try, sir. So both of them are what? Against each other. Loving towards each other or angry? Angry towards each other. Am I wrong? What is required between both of these people? Forgiveness, mistakes ho jata hai, yaar, love happens. All of you are following me. You can't ensure that your children will behave in the same way that you want in every which way. It's not possible. Forgiveness is an important attribute. That is why Alexander Pope very beautifully told, to make mistakes is human, to forgive is divine. Very good, very good. That is why Swami Vivekananda very famously told, forgiveness is not an attribute of the weak, but an attribute of the strong. Am I making my point clear? In a person where forgiveness exists, that person will not be harboring anger. That person will not be harboring any revenge against anyone. It is this forgiveness which will keep his mind so calm, so peaceful that he is going to have joy. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? So let us say there is an essay topic about forgiveness. Let us say the essay topic is something like this. Forgiveness is the route to enlightenment. Let us say they have given you an essay topic like this, forgiveness. In the body of the answer, what are you supposed to write? Examples or arguments? Arguments, am I right? How to develop this nature of forgiveness, you can write. Imagine there is an essay topic about joy. Joy is what fills our life with real meaning and purpose. Let us say they have given you a topic like this. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Or let us say they have given you a topic, do not search for happiness, search for joy. Let us say this is the topic. How will you find the joy? Will you find the joy by only following that one thing or 8 principles like how they have given? So these 8 principles are like examples or arguments? Arguments, am I right? Look at the next thing, gratitude. Be thankful. When we use the slogan, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, are we not showcasing gratitude or thankfulness to our soldiers and our farmers? That's gratitude. Look at the next one, compassion. Compassion is the foundation of all morality, guys. And what is compassion? You are only feeling their pain, or are you trying to reduce their pain as well? Reduce their pain. That is compassion. When you help someone, even though they cannot do anything in return for you, when you do something for someone else, the kind of joy that is created in you is something very beautiful. Am I right? Something very divine. And the last one, they say generosity, charitable things. When you talk about Azim Premji, are they people known for their generosity or not? Generosity. During the holy month of Ramadan, Ramzan, what do Muslims engage in? Charitable activities, generosity. Am I right or am I wrong? When you donate, when you indulge in charity, the kind of joy that you're going to get will be quite long term, will be quite fulfilling. That is what they're trying to convey to you here. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Let us say I make you open 2020 essay paper. Open 2020 essay paper, please. 2020 essay paper. 2020 essay paper. Is there any topic where I can use whatever I have taught you here? Which one, madam? There can be no social justice without economic prosperity. Okay. Okay. So how to bring that economic prosperity from the perspective of Book of Joy? Compassion must be there. All right. Generosity must be there. Like that. Any other topic? Life is a long journey between human being and being humane. So in this long journey, I should have the joy. For me to have the joy, all these 8 principles are a must. Like that. All of you are following me? The reason why many of the students who are very good with GS 1, 2, 3, 4 still find problems in writing essays, they do not have perspectives. Their perspectives are very much limited to what is there in the syllabus, not outside of it. That is why they find it problematic. All of you following me? Come back. Look into this. The geography of bliss. Bliss means what? Something which is happy or something which is unhappy. The geography of bliss. Bliss andre ಏನು? Happiness ತಾನೆ? Am I right or am I wrong? Geography means what? It's a location, it's a place. Am I right or am I wrong? Yes. So this author, Enrich, if I'm not wrong, yes, Enrich. This guy, in his book, The Geography of Bliss, he analyzes what is the reason behind the high level of happiness that exists in some countries. All of you are following me? The reason behind it. Look at the reason behind it. Switzerland, peace of mind often grows where citizens trust their institutions. When I talk about the institutions which are there in my country, do you think I trust them or do you think I'm very distrustful of them? Distrustful. In Switzerland, it is not like that. All of you following my point? In Switzerland, it is not like that. That is why it contributes to their high level of happiness. In your economic classes, you have studied about an indicator called as GDP. Am I right? But is GDP the best form of mechanism indicator we have about growth in our country, or there are other indicators? Bhutan is famous for which indicator? You have told me already. Gross happiness index. If you look at that gross happiness index, there is a parameter associated with institutions as well. In Switzerland, they trust their institutions. This contributes to their happiness. That is what this guy Enrich has observed in his book, The Geography of Bliss. Look at the other one. Bhutan, development should make life better, not merely richer. In your economic classes, you might have heard of the difference between growth and development. Am I right or am I wrong? Only quantitative growth is not enough. What is required? Qualitative growth as well. Our per capita income is increasing day by day. Our GDP numbers are increasing day by day. We will become 5 trillion, 10 trillion, 15 trillion eventually. But is life becoming meaningfully better these days? It's not becoming meaningfully better. That's the problem. Look at the next one, Iceland. People compete less over status and more over living meaningful lives. This is in Iceland. When you talk about our country, sometimes we compare our country to Pakistan. Pakistan is more happy than us. How? Forget Pakistan. Now let us compare our country to Iceland. In Iceland, people do not compete over short-term things. They compete over leading a meaningful life. In India, from the beginning itself, you are competing for very good LKG schools. LKG school goes kara. Then you are competing in your 10th standard, 12th standard, graduation, government exam. It continues forever. Once you get a job, you are competing for less rate of interest in banks. It doesn't stop. Am I right or am I wrong? So in Iceland, it is not about competing with someone else. It is more about leading a meaningful, a purposeful life. That is the thing. All of you are following me. All of these authors, imagine they were born in India in the present times. What do you think most of these authors would be doing? Writing, or they would be engineers and doctors? Problem with the Ali. All of you are following me. Look at the other one. Netherlands. Happiness grows when people have enough freedom to shape their own lives while remaining connected to society. Shape their own life. So here, the emphasis in Netherlands is what? It starts with the letter F, ends with the letter M. Astene. In Netherlands, you have the freedom to shape your own life. You're not being pressurized by your family, by your society, by your educational institutions. That makes a person happy. When you talk about India, do we have that meaningful freedom where we are shaping our own life, or do you think we are pressurized by someone else? Pressurized by someone else. This is problematic, guys. This is problematic. Am I making my point clear? Let us say there is an essay topic about happiness. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. So whatever path I'm walking on, how can I find happiness here, provided my institutions are trustworthy? How can I find happiness provided I'm leading a meaningful life? How can I find happiness provided I have freedom to walk the path in the way I want? Provided that I'm not just growing richer, I'm also growing in a qualitative manner. Am I making my point clear? Whatever work you do, IAS, IPS, municipal servant, whatever it might be, in that path, you should derive happiness. I can derive that happiness provided my path looks like this. All of you. So do you think if I analyze my country from the prism of Switzerland, Bhutan, Iceland, Netherlands, all of these parameters which contribute to happiness is there in our country? Not at all. I am seeing the videos of your E20. Many people are taking the petrol in the water bottle, right? Petrol kinta adu neer tara annustide tane. So many videos are there and I have lost trust. Okay, E20 mein kya hai? Once it taste maad nodbeku. Listen to me now, listen to me. Okay. Per capita income is not the greatest indicator. There are other indicators. This is a book called as what? The Geography of Bliss, written by a guy called as Eric Wiener. All of you are following me? Look into this one. I've told you the core ideas. Let it be. Yes. A little learning is dangerous. This guy is Alexander Pope. He was an English author, Alexander Pope. Look at what he says. A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep or taste not the Parian spring. A Parian spring ella nenpidkabedi, adu ಒಂದು Greek mythology story. What this Alexander Pope is saying is, if you're doing things, should you do things in a superficial manner or should you do things in a deep manner? That is what he is saying. Ashte gotirli. The kind of imagery that this guy used to use, it was from classical Greek. You might have heard of Homer's Odyssey and all. It is in use these days. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವನು ಸಿಂಬಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂತಿದ್ದ, mythological references ತಗೊಂತಿದ್ದ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬೇಡ. Just remember, Alexander Pope, one of the greatest authors in the language of English, advises us, whatever we learn, never in a superficial manner. Do it sincerely. Do it in a deep manner. That is what he says. Drink deep or taste not the Parian spring. If you look at the present times, are we completely involved in each and everything that we do, or are we superficial guys? We are very superficial. That is why we face a lot of problems in our life. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Now open your 2025 essay paper. 2025 essay paper. ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ, whatever it might be, the high or the low, you have to analyze it, you have to think deeply about it. In which essay topic of 2025 can I apply this poem? Best lessons I learned through Ashtane. Now there are many of your friends who have written essays on these topics. Even you might have written essays on these topics. I'm pretty sure none of your friends or even you would have written about these things. These are new references. Am I right or am I wrong? I have not taught all of these things in your OGP classes. Because if I start teaching you all of these things, then the OGP class will continue forever like a Ramayana and a Mahabharata epic. Okay. So let's take what we are supposed to from these open session classes and use it in our exams qualitatively. Look at this one. A warning against superficial knowledge. We have already written that. If you take your social media, do you think they're teaching you everything in a deep filled manner, your technology and everything, or most of the time it is superficial only? Superficial. Am I right? What is research but a blind date with knowledge? The research must be conducted in a superficial manner or in a detailed manner. Detailed manner. There you can use whatever words your Alexander Pope has spoken about. What was the language in which Alexander Pope wrote? English. Astidre Saku. This guy, where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? This guy's name is T.S. Eliot. All right, T.S. Eliot. Now look at how he is writing his two poetic lines. Is he ending it with a definitive statement, a full stop, or is it a question mark? Whenever you read these two lines, do you accept it just like that, or you question yourself? Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? What does that line mean? In the pursuit of knowledge, I have got my 10th standard exam done, my 12th done, my graduation done. I'm very knowledgeable. But in the pursuit of knowledge, I have lost the wisdom. I've lost the wisdom that at the end of the day, I am also going to die. There is no necessity for me to obsessively gather power, wealth, fame, and money. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Look at the next line. Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? Most of the time when you take our education system, is it giving us knowledge or is it dumping information on us? Information on us. Am I right or am I wrong? So in the pursuit of information, knowledge is getting sacrificed. In the pursuit of knowledge, what is getting sacrificed? Wisdom. Just yesterday, I was taking up essay classes for a foundation batch. So at the fag end of the class, I made Sudeep sit for another 10 more extra minutes. So I told him, whenever you're ending the conclusion, it should be impactful. Am I making my point clear? It should be impactful. Imagine you're ending any essay topic like this. The process of self-discovery has been outsourced to technology. Let us say the conclusion part, you're ending with what T.S. Eliot has written. Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Question mark. Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? The 2 lines bardi, adu kelgade ಒಂದು 4-5 lines ಬರೀತೀನಿ. In the age of social media and digital technology, blind pursuit of knowledge or becoming a passive recipient of information will never help us to discover ourselves. Full stop. When we break free from these chains, that is when self-discovery can lead us to happiness. Self-discovery can lead us to wisdom or truth. Whatever you want, you can write. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? So quote these people and tell me, who are the individuals who will be evaluating your essay paper? Some geography faculties or some English professors? English professors, all right? So when you tell these professors that you have read about all of these people, it does send a positive message. Am I making my point clear? Look into this one. Say not, I have found the truth, but rather I have found a truth. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಇದು. ಖಲೀಲ್ ಗಿಬ್ರಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇದ್ದ, not now. Khalil Gibran. He has uttered these words. Look at the poetic lines. Say not, I have found the truth, but rather I have found a truth. What is the meaning behind it? Can anyone tell me? Say not that I have found the truth. What is the What is the meaning behind it, guys? Yes. So here is he saying that whatever you have found is perfectionism, or is he saying that perfectionism is still to be found? Astene. Wherever an essay topic is about perfectionism, excellence and anything, you have to tell yourself, this is just not the biggest thing that I have achieved. I have achieved something, but there is still more to be achieved. Am I making my point clear? Let us say there is an essay topic. There are better practices too, best practices. Your Newton, he had discovered your gravitation laws. That was considered as best for many generations. Then came who? Your Albert Einstein. Did he improve upon the gravitation theory or did he not? He did, am I right? So what enabled Albert Einstein to improve the gravitational theory? Because he blindly accepted what was best, or did he try to improve upon it? Say not that I have found the truth, but rather I have found a truth. Tomorrow you might score, let us say, some 55 out of 125 in your essay papers. Will you stop there or will you push for even more marks? Even more marks, right? That is what Khalil Gibran is saying. Wherever there is excellence in those type of essay topics, wherever there is perfectionism in those type of essay topics, you can talk about this. All of you are following me? Yes. Come back. This is Dante, an Italian poet. Dante, an Italian poet. Look at what he has said. Consider your origin. You are not made to live as brutes. Brutes means what? Animals, barbarians. But to follow virtue and knowledge. Consider your origin. You are not made to live as brutes, but as individuals of virtues and knowledge. All of you are following me? Open 2024 essay paper. Dante writes a very great work called as Inferno. In that great Inferno work, he talks about these things. 2024 essay paper. 2024 essay paper. In which essay topic can I use this? Consider this, you were not born to be brutes. Yellappa. Forest precedes civilization, deserts follow them. Innu ide. Keep looking. Imagine I get power. The moment I get power, should I sacrifice on all my virtues and knowledge, or should I still retain it? I should retain it. I should not become a brute, an animal. Am I right? Is there any essay topic like that? Nearly all men can face adversity, but if you want to test the character of the person, so most of the times when we give power to our MPs, MLAs and many other people, do they act with virtue and knowledge or do they become brutes? Dante's Inferno, a great poet, Italian poet. All of you following me? I'm not giving you the whole poem. I'm just taking some lines from the poems that he has written and trying to connect that with the given essay, topic and theme. All of you following me? Come back, come back. Look into this. If you look at the image, just by looking at the shadow, can you make out which famous character is being showcased here? Just by looking at the shadow, he is wearing a very mysterious coat, he is wearing a cap, hat and everything. Who is this guy? Sherlock Holmes, am I right? How to think like Sherlock Holmes. All right. I don't know whether you will read other books or not, but this book, try to read it. It is very interesting. How to think like Sherlock Holmes. It was written by a lady called as Maria. All right. Second name I can't pronounce. Konikova. Okay. Maria, how to think like Sherlock Holmes. And look at what she writes. Holmes deliberately trains his mind to observe carefully. Observe carefully means what? Another term that I can use. It starts with the letter A. Attention. Alright. Observe everything carefully. Sherlock Holmes also does that. Am I right? Question your assumptions. You believe that this is the best thing. Question it. How can this be the best thing? Can I improve it further? That is questioning your assumption. Some religion says that you have to get up every day at this time, do puja like this, and then you're going to get whatever dividends you want. Question that assumption also. Am I making my point clear? I routinely keep repeating this in my OGP classes. Swami Vivekananda very famously told this. Whatever questioning you do in your science and technology, the same questioning you must do also with what? Religion. Am I making my point clear? Look at what he says. Avoid jumping to conclusions. Most of the times in our life, how do we get into trouble? We get into trouble because we jump to conclusions very quickly without analyzing 360-degree angle. Am I right or am I wrong? That's problematic. Thinking is like a game. It does not begin until you have an opposition. That opposition is always going to be some external thing, or can it be internal as well? Internal as well. So sometimes your impatience is your internal enemy. Sometimes your laziness is your internal enemy. Sometimes your less attentive mind is the internal enemy. All of you following me? Look at the other one. Think slowly. So the moment he says think slowly, there are two types of systems in your brain. One is system 1, which thinks very fast, intuitive, instinct. Another part of your brain, it thinks slowly, analyzes 360-degree angle, that is your reasoning mind. Look at the last one, separate facts from interpretations. Most of the times, are we focusing on the facts or are we focusing on the opinions of people? What do you think? Opinions of the people, that is why we get into trouble. There is a very famous poem, all that glitters is not gold. Am I right or am I wrong? But most of the times, just by seeing the glitter of any substance, we believe it is gold. But when we take that substance and we try to use it, try to analyze if it is gold, then we come to know that it is not gold, but rather fake gold. Let us say I make you open 2025 essay paper again. 2025 essay paper. In which essay topic can I use whatever your Maria has written, how to think like Sherlock Holmes? In which essay topic? Sorry, madam. Scientific inquiry and doubt. 2025 alla. There is this one essay topic called as muddy water is best cleared when left alone. So whenever something happens to you, some issues happen to you, should you react to it impulsively or should you think slowly? Observe carefully. Am I right or am I wrong? That's not the only essay topic where you can use this book. There is another essay topic. It talks about defeating an enemy. What is that essay topic? The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without. Most of the times our enemies focus on interpretations. You should focus on facts. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Like this. Am I making my point clear? The greatest battles are won and lost, not outside, but in your mind. And train your mind like Sherlock Holmes. The lady talks about this in her book. It's actually a very good book. Okay. Come back. Look into this one. This is Rudyard Kipling. Okay. Now I am not going to teach you anything. You will keep your 2025 paper in front of you. I'll just read out the poem. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can meet triumph and disasters and treat those two impostors just the same, in which essay topic can you use this? Best lessons are learned through bitter experience. Triumph are sweet experiences. Disasters are what? Bitter experiences. Meet both of them. Treat both of them the same. Am I making my point clear? If you can meet with positive and negative experiences and treat those two imposters just the same. Why is he calling those experiences as imposter? Because are they forever or are they temporary, transient? Temporary, am I right? Transient things. Sometimes we get carried away by our happiness. Sometimes we get carried away by sadness. Don't get carried away. These are imposters. Treat both of them in the same manner. Learn from both of them. That is what it is. When I was writing my essays as a UPSC aspirant, I did not write many anecdote-based introductions. Buddha, Mahavira, adana avoid ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. Lal Bahadur Shastri, Ashoka, Akbar, I used to avoid it. Mine was book and mine was psychology-based introduction. And I had made it a point. If I was writing 2 essays in my examination, one essay, conclusion will be a poem-based reference. Pakka poem-based reference al conclude ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದರಲ್ಲಿ book-based conclude ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Book-based conclude ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. For example, there is a very beautiful essay topic, dreams that should not let India sleep. I remember when writing this essay, in the conclusion, I have invoked a book related to your Mahatma Gandhi, India of my dreams. All of you following me? There is another essay topic, I forgot the name, where I have used a poem. I have also shared the poem with you in your OGP classes. Gather he rosebuds while he may. The old time is still a flying. The flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying. Gather he rosebuds while you may. Gather the flowers while you can. Because old time is still a flying. Time, is it a static concept or a dynamic concept? The flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying. So they are asking you to respect the time or disrespect the time. Respect the time and utilize every opportunity you are going to get in your life. So I used to use poems like this as well. The moment they used to give any essay topic on mind, I remember quoting this guy called as John Milton. John Milton has given very beautiful poetic lines in his best work, Paradise Lost. The mind is a place in itself. It can make a heaven of hell and a hell of. So the mind is a very resilient creature. Even if you are living in a hellish type of situation, if your mind is resilient, it can make a heaven of it. On the other hand, if your mind is very weak, even if I am giving you all the heaven privileges, your mind will convert that into what? Hell only. Am I right or am I wrong? Some people are very optimistic. Even in the face of death, they are very optimistic. Am I right or am I wrong? Because they have such a resilient mind. Some people, they have every privileges in the world and they will always be complaining, whining, excusing. They have very weak mind, pessimistic mind, negative attitude. Have you not used all of these things? ಅದನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ವಾಪಸ್ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಇವ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಯಾರು ಇವರು? Tagore. ಅಲ್ವಾ? What has Mr. Rabindranath Tagore said? If no one responds to your call, then go your own way alone. So you tell me, once you read this one line from your Gitanjali, if no one responds to your call, then go your own way alone. What is he teaching you, Madam Renuka? What is that value he is teaching you? Renuka alva ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು? Madam, what's your name? Vedana, sorry, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನಮ್ದೇನೆ. ಹೇಳಿ, what is he teaching you? Which value is he teaching you, Madam Veda? Self. If no one responds to your call, then walk your own way alone. Rakshit, what value? Which value? Hey, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಯಾರೋ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಂದ್ರತ ನೀನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಬೇಡ. It starts with the letter C, ends with the letter E. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? What is it that you need to have for you to walk alone? Courage must be there. If no one responds to your call, walk your own way alone. One value is courage. Will you stop at courage only? No. There are other values that you can bring. What values will you bring here? If no one responds to your call to defeat patriarchal mindset, walk alone. Justice is also there. Ariti. Whenever you are walking your own path alone, will you be showcasing ultimate dedication or will you be showcasing haphazard dedication? Very low level dedication. High level of dedication. Courage to accept and dedication to improve are two keys to success. There are some great essay topics on justice. Alright. There you can invoke Rabindranath Tagore, and this is just one line from his poem. If no one responds to your call, then walk your own way alone. And most of the times, after a certain age, no matter you are married, friends and or any other people, you will be alone. When you're tackling the greatest challenges of your life, you will be alone. Walk your own way. Am I making my point clear? Galileo, do you remember him? When he said that sun is at the center of the universe, do you think he received widespread support from everyone or do you think he was criticized? Yes. Rabindranath Tagore. Alright. This guy's name is Douglas. Alright, his name is Douglas. A lesser known poet in India. His name is Douglas. D-O-U-G-L-S. Douglas. Look at the poem that he has written. The tree that never had to fight for sun and sky and air and light, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain, never became a forest king. I'll read the poem again. The tree that never had to fight for sun and sky and air and light, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain, never became a forest king. Don't tell me what you understood. Open 2022 essay paper. Open 2022 essay paper. Right. So in which essay topic can I use this? So my friend in a sports jersey type of a shirt. What's your name, sir? Wasim. Tell me, Wasim, where can I use this? Adu yavudridappa jersey? Kabaddi da? Volleyball da? Very nice. Tell me. Wasim will give us the answer. In which essay topic of 2022 can I use this lines from Douglas? A tree is getting all its shade, all its sunlight, even in the rain. But that type of tree will never become a forest king. Wasim will answer. It's easy, Wasim. For you to succeed, imagine I make you play volleyball only on your video games. I never make you play volleyball outside. Will you be the king of volleyball? Very good. So maybe in the introduction, maybe in the conclusion, you can invoke these lines which were told by your Douglas. All of you are following me? The tree that never had to fight for sun and sky, air and light, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain, never became a forest king. You can't remember each and every line, but you can remember the gist of it. Use the gist of it in your own way. All of you following my point? Challenges make us. Challenges don't destroy us necessarily. All of you following me? Come back. Did you understand this one? Look into this one, the strategy of conflict. This is actually an economics work. Thomas C. Schelling anta ಬರ್ದಿರೋನು. ಇವರಿಗೆ Nobel Prize ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ economics ಅಲ್ಲಿ. All right. The strategy of conflict. What does he say about any conflict management? Conflict is often solved through communication. See, when I convert my enemy to my friend, do I win or do I lose? I win. Communication. Conflict is often resolved through credible commitments. Both my enemy as well as me, we are showcasing commitment to reduce tariffs considerably. Just yesterday, I was reading your Hindu newspaper, and I think one or two articles in your Hindu newspaper was based on a free trade agreement we have signed with another country. Which country am I talking about? United Kingdom. Am I right or am I wrong? Credible commitments. Look at the other one, deterrence. They have nuclear weapons. हमारे पास भी nuclear weapons है. You can use tariffs. I can also use tariffs. अर्थात देता नहीं. Deterrence capabilities. Look at the other one, bargaining, diplomacy. This is how you can talk. Both of us will share some strategic interest. अर्थात देता नहीं. The strategy of conflict. The moment I say these words to you, in which essay paper, in which essay topic of 2025, I can use this. Ready? Commitments, communication. Which essay topic, tell me? The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Am I making my point clear? So there you can use this economics work. It's related to primarily economics, not other things. The strategy of conflict. Thomas C. Schelling. I think he got Nobel Prize, 2005 Nobel laureate. All of you following me? So Prati Varsha Nobel Prize in Literature will be announced. Booker Prize. Do you remember all of these things? Anyone who wins this, make a note of them. Maybe read some of their works or at least understand the style of their writing. And you can use it in your answers. Banu Mushtaq, who won the Global Prize, she used to write towards justice or against injustice. ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇನೆ ಕಂಡ್ರು. Towards justice, against injustice, one and the same. Be that as it may. Did you understand this? Come back. Listen to me. Have you heard of a guy called as Leo Tolstoy? In your modern India history class, there was one person who got inspired by his writings. Who am I talking about? Very good, Gandhi. War and peace. If you look at 21st century, war and peace, are they important concepts or not at all important? Very much important. In your world history, I know you might have studied about Napoleonic wars. In the context of this Napoleonic wars, it was taught. Batch 6, freshers, don't worry. All of these things will be taught to you. Okay. In the context of Napoleonic wars, War and Peace was written. Look at what one of the greatest writers of all time talks about in his book. The greatest victory is peace, not war. Because whatever benefits you might get from the war, is it long-term sustainable or is it very temporary? On the other hand, when I use peace, that is what is going to give me the greatest victory. If you look at Europe, World War II, World War I, Napoleonic Wars, Crusades, and like this, so many years of struggle they have seen. But in the present times, do they see the same amount of violence or is there peace there? Because of that one institution, one union. Which union am I talking about? European Union. Very good. The greatest victory is peace. That is one idea, one perspective he is talking about. Look at the other one. Great leaders are humble. Most of the leaders we have in our country, are they humble leaders or are they arrogant leaders? Whenever you are reading War and Peace or any other book, compare how their society was, what his advice is, and are we subscribing to those advice? Great leaders are always humble. In our country, nothing like that. I saw our Prime Minister wishing Dharmendra Pradhan on his birthday. Very nice. Not a problem. I wish Dharmendra Pradhan a long life. I'm not going to ask for his death. I'm not that cheap mentality fellow. But I do wish either Dharmendra Pradhan or you have our Prime Minister itself spoken about the anger, the frustration that people have towards that NEET paper fiasco and other examination paper leaks. Am I right or am I wrong? Great leaders are always humble. They're never arrogant. Modi might be humble in his own way, but at the same time is also arrogant, much like many other politicians. Look at the next thing. History is not made by one hero. in our country, with all due love and respect that I can muster for Gandhi, is Gandhi the sole person responsible for freedom? History is never molded by one person. There are many other people involved in it. So we as students of history must focus on everyone, not just one person. We should not make hero of only one person. I think even Gandhi would not have liked it. Am I right or am I wrong? All of you. Look at the next thing. Inner battles matter more than outer battles. Gandhi very famously said he was reading Bhagavad Gita not as a fight between Pandavas and Kauravas. He was reading Bhagavad Gita for the answers related to Kurukshetra that happens between his mind and heart. I can see the external battles very easily. There's no problem with it. But inner battles that you are having in your own life, I can't see it. Sometimes even you can't see it. Am I right or am I wrong? Inner battles are more important than external battles. Many a times, most of my students are very talented, hardworking. I don't deny this. But there is this one demon inside of them that I am inferior compared to someone else. Do I have it in myself to write the great essays? That laziness, that inferiority complex, that comparison, this inner battle, they can't fight it successfully and they lose most of the times. Look at the other one. Character is revealed during crisis. Most of us during things, when things are going good for us, we are good. But the moment things get problematic, we start struggling. That is when your character is revealed to people. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? There is a very beautiful saying in English. Atheist until a plane falls down. Communist until you get rich. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? All of you. So I don't have any money as of now, so I'll be like Karl Marx, communist. The moment I have some money, what will I become? Capitalist. That's the nature of life. Character, namda athara irutte. All of you following me? As per circumstances, it changes. Look at the next one. Human dignity is universal. This is very important. Is he saying that only Russians must be given their respect for human dignity, or each and everyone across all the world? Across the world. There is no higher human dignity, there is no lower human dignity. That is why Gandhi loved your Leo Tolstoy so much. Am I making my point clear? Wherever there is respect, wherever there is humanity, wherever humane, life is a long journey between human being and being humane, you can use these concepts. Am I right? And whatever ideas, perspectives he is giving over here, they are like your arguments that you can write about in the body of the essay. Am I right or am I wrong? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಓದ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Even if you're reading few pages on a day-to-day basis, any book, 5 pages, more than enough, read. It will expand the horizons of your mind. Look at the next thing. Power is temporary. But what do people try to hold on to? Power. Am I right or am I wrong? If you accept that power is temporary, you will let it go easily. If you accept that power is always going to be there with you till the last day of your life, you will hold on to it in every which way possible. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Gulzarilal Nanda, caretaker prime minister of this country, when he retired from politics, he was okay with losing power. He did not hold on to it. But there are some other people who will hold on to the power in every which way possible. By hook or crook, they hold on to it. You know about it. Am I right? Horse trading, ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವೇ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಕಂಡು ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳೋದಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, look at this one. Ordinary people shape nations. This is important for me. Many a times when we read history or education, we always focus on extraordinary people. But for me, it's the ordinary people doing extraordinary things that makes our country great. Most of the times when you see Padma Awardee winners, are they extraordinary people like your Ratan Tata, Azim Premji, or are they ordinary people? Ordinary people shape nations. Alright, your parents are tirelessly working so that they can give a great life for you. You're also working sincerely to make your dreams become a reality. Imagine for 1 week, a municipal worker does not clean the road. How will the roads be? Dirty. As it is dirty. 1 week they are not there, even more dirty. Am I right or wrong? Ordinary people, they determine the growth of the country. Look at the other one. Simplicity is a form of wisdom. What is simplicity? Can anyone tell me? Rohan, what is simplicity? Being simple. What is simplicity? Kind of humble, no, still not enough. Needs and wants, okay, there is some logic behind it, but still I'm not getting. What is simplicity? Against materialism. So you're defining simplicity in terms of its opposite. Simplicity is not being complicated. Simplicity is not being materialistic. Right. What is simplicity? Because your UPSC likes this theme. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. All ideas which are large are always born because of a simple solution. Something like this. All ideas having large consequences are always a simple idea. Like this they ask, what is simplicity? Right. Rakshit? Simplicity is a way of thinking. Simplicity is a way of life where you find harmony with what is happening in and around you. Can I say that? If you go to Meghalaya and everything, you might have heard of something called as flying bridges. Am I right or am I wrong? All of you. Simplicity is a way of thinking and a way of life where you are living in harmony with what is there in and around you. Simplicity is a way of reacting to situations as well, characterized by calmness and not reacting impulsively, complicating things. Am I making my point clear? The moment I ask you something, it will be a little bit difficult. In your mind, think of tribals in our country. Are they living a very extravagant life or a simple life? Why are they living the simple life? Because they are living in harmony with nature. That is simplicity. When you try to go against this nature, that is when you complicate things. Can I say that? So next time when you're writing an essay and you're getting stuck because you're unable to define a certain keywords, use this particular trick. So here he is saying simplicity is a form of wisdom. If you look at your Gandhi, what was the nature of Gandhi's clothes? Raiment suit. No, right? Khadi. Am I wrong? So that Khadi, what did it stand for? It stood for the kind of British exploitations that they had imposed on us. Am I right or am I wrong? That simplicity, it showcased that you have to live in harmony with nature. That's the wisdom, guys. Look at the last one. Uncertainty is part of leadership. You will never be knowing what is going to happen to you. All right. You have to be open for all uncertain situations. Today the class was supposed to start at 10:30. It started around 11:10. It was supposed to start at 10:30 here in this building, but I think some of you had gone to some other building. It happens. Things are uncertain. There is no point getting angry with someone. No one would have done anything consciously like this. All of you following me? This session had to go live on YouTube, but that is also not going because of some technical issue. Uncertainty is part and parcel of life. A leader is someone who knows how to manage this uncertainty very well. A human being is someone who knows how to manage that uncertainty very well. Imagine you were there in that COVID situation. COVID situation, was it completely certain situation or uncertain? The government, be it at the center or the state government, must be given due credit because they managed it reasonably well. Reasonably well, not perfectly well, reasonably. Come back. Open your 2023 essay paper. 2023 essay paper. Madam Barkondra ella board mali iradu. In which essay topic will you apply, madam? Which batch do you belong to? Hosa varshadda? No. I have not taken any class for new batches. 2023. In which essay paper in which essay topic can I apply War and Peace? 2023. Sorry, thinking is like a game. It does not begin until you have an opposite. So who is the opposite of certainty? A leader must be aware how to manage that uncertainty. All right. Okay. Any other topic? What is the first topic there? 2023 paper. Second topic. Visionary decision making happens at the cross section of intuition and logic. So here Is there any observation Leo Tolstoy has given with regards to thinking, decision making? Anything? Inner battles are more important than external battles, outer battles. All right, good. Look at this one. Do you remember there was a lady who said attention is the best form of devotion? We studied about this in the morning. The lady was Mary Oliver. The same Mary Oliver has also given one more very iconic poetic line. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Is it a definitive statement or is it a question mark? Question mark. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? A ship will leave its harbor provided the ship knows where it has to go to. Provided the ship knows that this is the one precious life it has. So maybe in the conclusion, rather than ending it by a definitive statement, I'll end it with this iconic lines of Mary Oliver. Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? So when the evaluator reads this, they'll feel happy because you've used a different strategy to end your essay. You have ended that with an iconic poetic line. That will help them. Am I making my point clear? Simple. I'm not giving you any extraordinary Shakespearean type of lines. Simple English poems. All of you following my point? Come back. Look into this one, guys. Do you remember I told you about a guy called as John Milton? John Milton, another great English author. He wrote a very great work called as Paradise Lost. We call that Paradise Lost as an epic. In our Hindu mythology, which are considered as epic, Ramayana, Mahabharata, in English, there is a work called as Paradise Lost. There, your John Milton has given certain ideas. Freedom is meaningful only with responsibility. Whatever freedom we have in this country, do you think the leaders in our country are showcasing that responsibility towards it? Do you think the common people are showcasing their responsibility towards it? Absolutely not. Your parents have given you the freedom to study in this area. But most of the times when I see the students, you are not using your freedom responsibly. Spirit junctionally siktira ನೀವು. And those who know Spirit Junction, I am judging you now. All right. Be that as it may. Batman, what's your name? Srinidhi, is it? Okay. Listen to me now. Listen to me. It's okay. It's okay. Look at what he says. Pride is the beginning of downfall. What is pride? Too much of egoism. Am I right? Aham, ahankara. So John Milton says, when pride becomes way too much in you, that is the reason behind your failure. Am I making my point clear? All of you. You can use these type of things in your essay topics. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Whatever path I'm walking, in that path, I should have freedom. There should be responsibility. In that path, I should not have too much of pride. Artha agtide taane? Nearly all men can face adversity, but if you want to test the character of the person, sometimes when you give power to people, their pride, does it increase or does it decrease? Increases. Wahi problem hai. Evil often appears attractive. Temptation, desires, materialism is artificial poverty. But you get attracted to this materialism. Am I right or am I wrong? In that evil, there is some nice temptation. That is why your Dairy Milk chocolates are named as temptations. All of you following me? Come back. Reason must guide desire. So when you understand there is no end to materialism, when you understand it is destroying your life, if you find that reasoning capabilities, you can control your desire. This is your John Milton speaking. It is best to see life as a journey, not as a destination. Best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. There you can bring all these things. Knowledge without wisdom can be dangerous. I don't think this is the first time we are talking like this. Am I right? Knowledge without character is useless. Do you remember Swami Vivekananda speaking about these things? Best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. How many best lessons has John Milton tried to teach us here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have your 8 arguments here. You just have to find examples for it. Look at what he says. Leadership is service, not domination. Most of the leaders that we see in our country, are they service-minded leaders or are they arrogant leaders? arrogant. Character is built through, just because you have a choice, that does not necessarily mean either of them are correct. Now let's get following my point. I've taught you ethics in my classes. I might have told you, you have control over your choices, not over your consequences. So you had control over attending the session today, not attending the session today. You attended the session very courageously, especially 2027 batch students. But nevertheless, whatever you have learned today, you will apply it in the near future when the time comes. Don't worry. Just make a note of it in your notes wherever possible. Indians, we chose the choice of violence or non-violence for our independence. That is why independence is surviving in our country. Pakistan, on the other hand, did they choose violence or non-violence? That is why almost every other day there is violence there. Look at the next one. Hope survives failure. Hope andre ಏನು? ನಂಬಿಕೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ನಂಬಿಕೆ. No matter what failure you come across in your life, please never lose hope. All of you following my point? Hope is very important. You might be in the worst of possible circumstances, but never lose hope. All of you following me? You've heard this in your English language. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Do you remember that? Like this. Come back, guys. This is Shakespeare. All right. Without Shakespeare, no literary class is complete. Okay. Julius Caesar. Now, this is a drama. This is a play, guys. You know who is William Shakespeare, right? One of the greatest dramatists that the world has ever seen, not just in the language of English, in general. And do you think the story of Julius Caesar is based on some imaginary thing, or is it based on real thing? Real thing. So in this, Julius Caesar, he was murdered by his own followers, by his own senators. The reason why the senators murdered Julius Caesar was Julius Caesar had become very powerful. Common people loved him. So the senators felt that this guy will become a dictator in the future. Who is a dictator? Someone who shares power or someone who holds on to power. So what the senators did, Brutus, Cassius, they murdered Julius Caesar because they had good intention in their mind. They did not want any one person to become powerful, all powerful. They had good intention. But the problem was, once Julius Caesar died, what do you think happened to all of the senators? Do you think they were spared or they were punished? And there was a civil war. After Julius Caesar, who will take up the crown? Who will take up the power? There was a civil war which continued for multiple years, killing even more people. So the good intentions of Brutus, Cassius, did it result in positive consequence or negative consequence? Alvan, even good intentions can backfire. That is why in your English there is a very beautiful saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So your Oppenheimer in USA, they built your nuclear weapons, thinking that nuclear weapons will usher a world of peace. Good intention. But did it usher a world of peace or did it usher a world of weaponization, arms race? That is what they are saying here. Good intentions alone are not enough. Am I making my point clear? Look at what Shakespeare writes about Julius Caesar. Power requires accountability. Julius Caesar, who had become all powerful, was he able to hold himself accountable to common people? Was he able to hold himself accountable to senators, or did he reject them? He rejected them. That is what? Power requires accountability. Executive is held accountable by who in our country? Legislature, judiciary. Judiciary is held accountable by executive, legislature. All three organs of the democracy are held accountable by us. Am I right or am I wrong? That's it. Look at the other one. Public opinion is easily manipulated. This I don't have to explain. Many people celebrated Sonam, but the same guy, when he entered into politics, he started protesting for the common people. What did your political parties do? Did they respect him or did they character assassinate him? They're trying to character assassinate him. Public opinion can be easily manipulated. Many a times you have seen communal rights in our country. When communal rights happen, do you think public opinion, it is done based on reasoning, or do you think public opinions are easily manipulated? New fake news, misinformation, yene tagoli. It's a great example for that. Leadership requires what? Humility, not arrogance. What did Julius Caesar become in this play? Do you think he was humble, or do you think he had become arrogant? What do you think? He was killed by his own senators. Do you think Julius Caesar was humble, or do you think he was arrogant? Ashtene. Look at the other one. Character matters more than popularity. But what do we measure our leaders by? Their character or by their popularity? Julius Caesar was very popular amongst the common people. He cared only about the common peoples and their popularity that he had in them. He did not care about his character. Character is more important than popularity. All that glitters is not gold. Democracy depends on informed citizens. Your Shakespeare is writing about Julius Caesar like that. Is this an important thing even in the present time, or is it not important? Democracy has a meaning only when citizens like you and me are informed. If we are not informed, democracy becomes a tool for the powerful and the unethical people to manipulate us very easily. Alva? Look at the last one. Violence rarely ends political conflict. Ask Nepal, they will tell you. Because in the last couple of days, what is happening in Nepal? They want the Prime Minister to remove his what? Sunglasses, and look at what is happening outside in a reality-based manner. Am I right or wrong? Violence rarely ends a political conflict. All of you are following me? This is Shakespeare and his famous work, what? Julius Caesar. Am I making my point clear? Nearly all men can face adversity. If you want to test the character of the person, that's it. Did you understand this, guys? All of you. Am I making my point clear? There are many other works that I had actually. I had one poem from Auden. I had one work called as Portrait of an Artist. Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. These are all feminist authors. We will discuss that in the next class. But was this class useful to you? Pakka na? Wasim, ya batch apna neenu? Batch 7 last year, alva? I remember. Okay. Did you understand, all of you? Madam Veda, artha aita? Useful inta? Go home, and whomsoever is going to stay back for mains manthan, I'll meet you at 2 p.m. And in case if you guys are free, the freshers batch, you can sit for the 2 p.m. class also. It will happen here only, OJP 1 3rd floor. There I will be teaching you how to write introduction, body, conclusion in a detailed manner. All right. This was just purely on literary references. Any problem here? No, alva? Go home. I'll meet you at 2 p.m. Thank you. Go home and come back. 2 p.m. guys.